Hey tubes. So hopefully you remember this. This is the Dana 44 that I did the high steer on. I still haven't touched the paint up. But I want to go through and I want to clean up all these threads. But one of the problems I have is if I try to take the die and put it on here, well, the die fits fine, but I have no way to spin the actual die. So what I want to do is I want to take a socket, just a cheap old Taiwanese socket, and I want to adapt it so that the die can fit inside here. And then I'll take a little set screw, put the set screw on the outside there, and then that way I have this assembly where I can kind of just take and I can thread that on there and clean up the threads. So I figured I'd bring you guys along for that adventure. This will be kind of just a quick, dirty project. Nothing too fancy. Alright. Just make sure our rotation's right. It is. Alright. So, let's see here. Not sure how good this carbide's going to hold up, but we'll give it a try. Let me try repositioning guys here a little bit. So you can see the action. Oh, it's handling it like a champ. Boy. Oh my goodness. All I was trying to do is just get in there and clean that up a little bit. And I got it perfectly the size. Oh, go figure. Well, isn't that funny? Fits in there. Fits in there perfectly. Oh, too funny. All right, well, let's move on to the next step then. Alright, come from the back side here and just tap it out. I think it was some of those shavings. There we go. So you can see I just kind of took some of those teeth off. Just fit this in here. It's just stupid luck. Just absolute stupid luck that fit there first time. All right. All right, so now next thing we got to do is just create a little dimple for the set screw. Hey folks, so I went and grabbed my set of Allen screws and just gonna kind of look through and see what might work. I want something that's not going to be too thick and fits the dimple on the side. It's a little small, I'd say. Let's see what this one. That one's a good size. It's a little on the thick side. My pickings are kind of slim here. And it doesn't really fit in there. That fits in there really nice. It's got a little bit sticking out. Why don't we run with this here? I'm gonna have to go take a look to see what size die we're gonna need, or excuse me, tap we're gonna need, and I'll be right back. All right, folks. So I just went through my small sets of taps and dies. This gentleman here is my old shop teacher. When he passed, his wife gave me a call and said that he's got some tools set aside for you. So I thought that was pretty nice of him to think of me, and I think that was very nice of her to think of me. Same thing with this one here, metric set. But what I did was I just kind of went through and test fitted our little Allen screw into the different taps, and it happens to be that this one here is a 5mm by 0.8 pitch, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There we go. Excuse me. So I am going to look up and see what the specs are for this drill. So I just happened to remember that I had this little drill chart in here. So I said it's a 5mm by 0.8, and I need a number 19 drill bit or a 11/64. So what we'll do is I will look for either of these in my stash of drill bits, and we'll get back over and drill some holes. Alright, I made a little punch mark here before. I'm just going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. That should be good. There we go. Safety glasses on. Looking here, and that's not quite vertical. It doesn't really matter that much, but I would like the drill hole to be somewhat square. Drill bit out. We're going to take our tap. We are not going to power tap. We are going to just manually tap. Bring it down. Alright, there's that. Now, if we've done everything right, Our Allen threads right in. So there. Alrighty folks, so off camera I just went back in with the lathe and I just cleaned up this inner board just a little bit just to get rid of that burr that was there. So now I can take my tap, fit my tap in, and I can tighten my set screw. So let me take that out for a second. So you can see once I put my tap in, can't hurt this, lines up perfectly. And then you just find the Allen again. And thread that in. And there it is. So there is our keeper, so that we can actually thread or tap those threads. So how about I get you guys set up and we'll take this for a little test drive. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I successfully chased those threads. I'd say that was a win. Alright guys, well, this was a short one, so hopefully you guys like this type of stuff. If you do, please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and give me one of these.